Arrays, called lists in Scratch and Python, are very important in programming, so let's learn about them. This is how to learn Scratch programming language. The Scratch programming language is free, fun and easy to learn. Most programming languages are text-based, so a learner has to gain experience writing the code. But Scratch program is easier as it uses blocks. The learner selects blocks, puts them together and runs the program in a simple way, making it the most fun and easiest way to learn programming. We've looked at variables where we store one value. But what happens if we've got more than one value? Well, we can use a data structure. Data structures are important in programming. So if we look at our variables, underneath it says make a list. So we can make a list. Let's call this list 1. So now you can see we have list 1 that's empty. So if we click on the add something to list, here we've got add thing, you can see it adds thing to list. We can put in a number. Here we've got 1.5, put in a different number. So we can put in different numbers or words such as strings, and they are stored in this list, in programming often called an array. Now in Scratch we can also delete things from the list. So you see here it says delete one of list. So if we click that, you can see the top item disappears. So you can see we can delete. Also we see we have numbers in the list. Here we have 1 and 2. So if we said delete 2, that deletes the second one. So we've got items in the list, and also we've got a place in the list where items are kept. So you can see if we add items, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we refer to this as the index of the list. Let's delete the items in this list. So we've got delete all. So we've deleted all of them. And let's add some numbers. So make up any numbers that you like, and then add them to the list. What we're going to do is we're going to create 2 lists, and in both lists we're going to put numbers in, and we're going to write some code that finds any numbers that's in both. So let's try 6 numbers. So here you can see we have a list 1, we have numbers 10, 5, 7, 9, 1 and 14. So let's create another list. Let's call this list 2. And in list 2 we can add numbers. So 14, 7, 3, 2, 1. So we don't have to have the same amount of items in each list, but we have 2 lists here. Let's have a look. We have list 1 and list 2. We have numbers 10, 5, 7, 9, 1, 14 and 14, 7, 3, 2, 1. So now we need to find the numbers that are in both. So 14 is in both, 7 is in both, and number 1 is in both. So let's start off by going through the list. So we can start off with a loop, and inside that loop we want to see the value within the list. So let's have a say something for 2 seconds. So for example, if we want to look for list 1, we can go to our list 1 and we can look for length of list 1. So we're going to go through, if it had 4 items, 5 items, 6 items, that's how many times the list would be, the loop would go round. So how many times the loop iterates would be the correct term. So now we want to see the item in the list. So we need to look at the number that's in the list, and we have item 1. So if we click this, it's just going to keep saying 10, 10, 10, 10. So we need to change this 1. So we need to change it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we can create a variable. So we already have my variable, so we can set that at 1 to start off with, and then we can change the variable by 1 so it goes up 1 each time. So then we can say item my variable of list for 2 seconds. So when we're saying the item, we're looking for this number. So the my variable is going to equal 1, then change to 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So we can say, if we have a look, let's say my variable, just to show you what my variable is. So we've got, say, my variable, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the item in that place. So that's going to be 10, 5, 7, 9, 1, 14. So if we run that, you can see, let's maybe just change it to 1 second. So let's run that. You see number 1 is 10, number 2 is 5, number 3 is 7, number 4 is 9, number 5 is 1, number 6 is 14. Now we need to check to see if the number that we're looking at is in the second list. So we can use an if statement. We can find the option item something of in list. So we're looking in list 2, and what we need to find is the value that's in list 1 that we looked for. So we can copy that and use it in the if statement. So if we go through the loop, now we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but we're only going to say the number if it's in both lists. Now we need to move that changed variable by 1, otherwise it won't move because it's inside the if statement. So the first value 10 is not in list 2, so that means it won't change. So let's try that. So 1, 2, 3, 7 is in both, 4, 5, 1 is in both, 6, 14 is in both. So we don't really need to see the variable, that's just for show. So this is our final program. Let's have a look. We've got number 7, number 1, number 14. Let's move that out again. Let's try that. So 7, 1 and 14. So these are the numbers that are in both lists. And here's our final code. Well, we hope you enjoyed that. Now, if you're interested in learning more or learning other programming languages, then please subscribe. And every time a video comes out, if you hit that notification bell, then that will let you know.